Hi, I'm Anthony F. Elmore in downtown Memphis on the mighty Mississippi River, bringing you another hot and fiery Black Memphis History lesson. If you want to learn Black Memphis history, you do not need some academic scholar to teach you Black Memphis history. I am Anthony F. Elmore, Memphis' first independent 35mm theatrical filmmaker. This video is titled Black Memphis History, Bingo Smith, the black man who changed races, whites in Memphis. It was on April 4th, 1968, whereas Dr. Martin Luther King got killed, and what was heartbreaking for us black people was the racism at Memphis State, whereas Memphis State simply did not recruit black players. Now, that was Bobby Smith. I look at this picture of Bobby Smith, I think this is in 1964, where Melrose had won. He was averaging 34 points per game, and he was an amazing basketball player. But Memphis State simply did not recruit black players. You see, Dr. Martin Luther King had gotten killed. We still had Memphis Mayor Henry Loeb, who swore that he would not allow changes to happen in Memphis or for blacks to advance. And one of the holdbacks in Memphis was the university, which is the University of Memphis now. Memphis State simply did not recruit black players. Now, it was painful to learn that Bobby Smith, who was averaging 32 points per game, was clearly a black Memphis basketball star, but the University of Memphis, which is now Memphis State, would not recruit him because he was black. Now, this is the fact. You see, there was no marching, no protesting was going to change racist white folk in Memphis. They were simply not going to recruit a black player. From 1965 until 1969, if there was ever a time in Memphis when black folk got a chance to whoop upon white folks, it was through Bobby Smith. Just ask any black person who's old enough to remember. See, most blacks are quiet about this issue, and most blacks will not bring this subject up. You see, most white folks do not want to hear the name Bobby Smith. You see, the former Melrose star remains the all-time leading scorer in Memphis area high school basketball history and the second TSSAA history with 3,640 points. He was the first black player to be named to the Associated Press All-State Team in Tennessee in 1965. It was painful for us blacks in Memphis that Bobby Smith was not recruited to play on the Memphis State Basketball team. You see, the white folks said his grades would not allow him to join the team. Blacks disagreed with that. You see, as quiet as it kept, boy, I can remember white folks' face and the words there that they said. See, there were sellout crowds at the Coliseum. See, the Coliseum opened, the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, opened in 1964. Now, it was the first integrated arena in Memphis. Now, think about this. Bobby Smith lived almost a rock's throw away from the Mid-South Coliseum. I think he lived on Boston Street in Orange Mound, right by the Mid-South Coliseum. Now, if you were black in Memphis, think about what was going through the mind of Bobby Smith and all of the people in Orange Mound. You see, in 1965, I was only 12 years old. However, I knew of Bobby Smith because he played against my brothers in sports. See, Bobby played football, basketball, and baseball. Whenever Tulsa played Memphis State, the games were racially charged. You see, black folks were mad because Bobby Smith was the best basketball player to come from Memphis, and yet black Memphians and yet Memphis State would not recruit black players. What made things worse for white people was that there was another Robert Smith on Tulsa's basketball team, so the coach named him Bingo, and whenever he would score a shot, the announcer would say, "Bingo!" See, Tulsa led by Bingo Smith, not only went 5-0, whipping Memphis State each time. Memphis had joined the Missouri Valley Conference, and Bobby Smith in 1969, in his final year, was the Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year. You see, unknown and untold, Larry Finch and Ronnie Robinson, they were really upset, and they did not really want to go to Memphis State because of the way Bobby Smith was treated. However, negotiations happened, and Larry Finch and Ronnie Robinson were the first black players recruited by Memphis State. Now, Herb Hilliard joined the team, but Herb was a walk-on, and he was not a Memphis State recruit. Now, Bobby Smith went on to have an illustrious career in professional basketball. In the 1969 NBA draft, the San Diego Rockets selected Smith as the 6th overall pick in the first round. A year later, he was drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers in the 1970 expansion draft. Smith's impact extended beyond the court. He contributed to the Cavaliers winning the NBA Central Division title in 1976 and was part of the iconic Miracle at Richfield run. See, known for his ability to hit the long-range shots, Smith's outside shots were often taken from what is now the three-point range. See, his career included a .449 field goal percentage, 1,734 assists, 3,630 rebounds, and a whopping total of 10,882 points. You see, Bobby Bingo Smith passed away on October 2023. While unknown and untold, it was Bobby Bingo Smith who changed the white racist policies in Memphis. The white folks said they would never again let a black player get away from Memphis and come back and beat us. I'm Anthony F. Elmore in downtown Memphis on the mighty Mississippi River, bringing you another hot and fiery Black Memphis history lesson.